Welcome to Graphic Tracer. In the middle of the graphic, we have a text with divided letters. It's not always easy to select objects that are placed inside others and that are surrounded by graphics. If we start our selection frame inside another object, we often will end up moving it. In most graphic software, you have to start clicking and dragging the selected frame outside of all graphics and then go back and exclude any objects that were accidentally selected. In Graphic Tracer, we have a special selection mode when you have text activated. Here you can start your selection frame anywhere without the risk of moving any objects. This makes it easy to select objects anywhere in the image. You just need to remember that this only applies when you have text activated. We now click Identify Font and Replace. This is a straight text, so we can directly click Next. This time you see we have more character boxes than we wanted because the letters are divided. To fix this, we simply click and move objects from one box to another. When we release an object, it will be included in the box we moved it to. Once we have made sure all characters are correctly grouped, we need to set the correct characters for every box and then click Next to perform the font search. The font is identified and we can use it for replacement. When we zoom in, we can see that the replaced text has become perfect. We open a new text file with an arc text. We select it and choose the circular arc option. We adjust the baseline circle and click Next. Enter the correct characters for every letter. In this case, we can't tell if someone has used a small caps font or if the designer has enlarged the two M's on purpose. Let's first assume that it's a small caps font. In this case, we have to enter lowercase letters for all other characters than the uppercase M's. We click Next to try these settings for the font search. The correct font is not found, and when we try other suggested fonts, we can see that they are all wrong as well. Let's do an attempt with the Try Stretching option checked. The font could not be recognized now either. The font might not be in the database of this program, or maybe the two M's are of different size than the rest of the text. Graphic Tracer assumes that all the characters are the same size when it tries to identify a font. Let's do a new search, but this time we'll only select the center characters. We select Circular Arc again and click Next. Check that the characters are correct and click Next. It looks as if Graphic Tracer still can't find the font, so we check the Try Stretch option again to see if the text has been compressed or stretched and click Search again. This time the typeface is identified as Wanted Poster and it has been compressed to 31% of its original width. We scroll down the list to see if we own a font that looks the same. The first green font is called Black Oak. We select it, and as you can see, it's a good match. We adjust the position of the N and click Replace. Now we only need to fix the two M's. We select them and click Font Identification Tool. Now we select Free Characters and click Next. We type uppercase M's for both boxes. Then we adjust the angle for both letters. Graphic Tracer usually needs 3 different letters to determine the font, but since we already have identified the font, we will simply click Last Search. The last search is a perfect match. Graphic Tracer also remembers the compress or stretch factor from the last search, so we can scroll down to the font that we own and click Replace, and we get perfect M's in the text. Graphic Tracer handles font identification of text one line at a time. If you have multiple lines in a text, you have to deal with them separately. Another limitation is that a line can have a maximum of 50 characters. If the text is longer, then you have to replace the text in steps. You do not, however, need to identify the font every time, as you can simply click Last Search when the characters have been identified correctly. When a text is longer than what will fit in the program window, arrows will appear so that you can check out the whole line of text. You can also step backwards by clicking the arrows on the left. When you have checked the whole text, click Next to search for the font. The program identifies the typeface as Bullpen Heavy Italic, and this time it looks as if we don't own the font or any other similar looking ones. We will try to do the search with the Replaceable Only option checked. Now the program will only search among fonts that you own. It seems that we don't own a font that matches the text or is close enough. This means that we will have to get the font from a supplier. We uncheck the Replaceable Only option and do a search to get the correct font again. In the list you can see that the font is available from a font collection called DaFont. We click Suppliers to access an online font search tool in Graphic Tracer. In the suppliers list you can select which website you want to search for your typeface. We read that it was available from DaFont, so we select that supplier. DaFont is a website where font creators can upload free fonts. The fonts on this site have different licensing terms. Some may be demo fonts, others may be free for personal use, and others 100% free. You often get better search results by omitting extra keywords in the search, so we will just search for bullpen. Graphic Tracer now opens your web browser and displays the search results from the selected site. This font is 100% free, so you can just click download to immediately get it and install it on your computer.